Good evening. Welcome to Gwinnett County Public Library's Tales of Halloween in partnership with Atlanta Radio Theater. I just want to remind you that the library has programs every month, every week, and in fact, every day. So be sure to check our website, GwinnettPL.org, to find out when our other programs are. You can meet the authors and meet your favorite author and talk with them. You can learn about technical advances. We have a lot of technical tools at the library for you to use. You can enhance your education by the library. So check it out and see what all we have to offer. Tonight, though, we're here for Tales of Halloween by Atlanta Radio Theater, and they're going to come up and talk to you for just a few minutes and explain who they are.
Thank you very much. My name is David Benedict. I am executive producer for Atlanta Radio Theater Company. And for those of you who may not be familiar with who we are, we were founded in 1984 by Mr. William Brown, who happens to be sitting right over here. And the mission of ARTC is to, we call ourselves ARTC, ARTC, haha. The mission of ARTC is to produce original dramatic audio and foster the expertise to do so. We've been creating stories in the style of the old-time radio serials since 1984, but we produce all of our own original material. We do not do recreations of the, William's sneaking up on me.
Oh, no. Just want to tell you something.
Yes.
I wanted to remind you that there is another founder of the Atlanta Radio Theater Company here tonight, Mr. Henry Howard.
Mr. Henry Howard here as well. There he is, get him. So at any rate, we hope you enjoy this. It is a theater of the mind, so if you are watching at home or even if you're here in the audience, feel free to laugh, feel free to scream, feel free to be frightened. You do not have to be quiet, but your cell phone should be. So be sure to silence those cell phones. Please be sure, feel free to take our picture if you care to. You can find out more about the Atlanta Radio Theater Company at ARTC.org, where you will also be able to find out about our daily audio drama podcast, yes, daily updates every single day, called Mercury, A Broadcast of Hope. You'll be hearing an episode of that a little later on in the program today. So without further ado, thank you all for coming, and we hope you enjoy it. Thanks.
Look yonder, on the river bank. See that pale, stringy stuff hanging there? Moving in the wind like an old man's gray tangled beard being stroked by long, bony fingers? Folks along the river knows what everybody else calls it. Spanish moss. We call it old man's beard, though. Now, the original old man, well, nobody nowadays recollects who he was. That is, they can't call his name, or anyways, they don't. What they do remember about him is that he was mean. Low down mean. Meaner than a snake. Meaner than a bear with a toothache. Meaner than the devil his own self. They do say that after a long life of sinfulness, the old man woke up one night because something was clomping across his front porch. Clomp, 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 like a goat a-walking on its two hind feet. And the cabin door blowed open like a hurricane wind was a-raging, and in stepped a fearsome man. He glowed with his own dull red light, and he was shaggy and scaly all at once, with horns a-curling at his forehead. He stepped along on feet that was hooves, and he crooked a finger with his long, black, sharp claw nodded at the old man and he said,
Come on, old man. I come to fetch you. It's time you went with me.
And the old man, he sat up in his bed, stroking his beard with his long, bony fingers, and he said,
Reckon not.
His visitor, he started to grin.
Your time's done up, old man. Oh, I'm going to enjoy what we'll do to you. You're meaner than anybody I ever took yet.
The old man looked him dead in the eye.
I'm meaner than you, even.
You say true, old man. You say true.
The old man, he stroked his beard with them long, bony fingers.
I reckon I'm meaner than anybody who ever lived on the face of this cussed earth.
His visitor, he rubbed his hands together and grinned at the old man with sharp, sharp teeth.
You say true, old man. You say true.
Then you don't need to take me just yet. Look here. If you let me be for another few years, you'd know I'm just gonna go on a doing meanness. If that pleasures you, well, it looks like you'd want me to live a while so you could drag me a little deeper and stew me a little hotter when the time comes.
So be it. But you ain't got long, old man. I'll be back to fetch you one of these days.
Do me just one favor. Don't come sneaking up on me this away next time. You and me, we're just like two brothers, one a little meaner than the other, but that's all the difference. So next time you come, treat me like a brother. Send me a sign so that I can see, so I'll know you're coming. Just promise me you won't take me without I see the sign.
His visitor grinned a fearsome grin. Critters for miles around felt that grin somehow.
So be it, old man. So be it.
Then the visitor was gone, leaving nothing behind but a stink. The old man, he sat up in his bed in the dark, studying and stroking his beard with his long, bony fingers. Early the next morning, the old man, he went out into the woods and found himself a springy sapling. He took out his clasp knife and trimmed the sapling off close to the root and toted it home. He cut it to the right length to be a walking stick, and he used his knife to shave it smooth. And when he was done, the old man, he grinned, and he turned the knife in his hand, and with a jab, pop! He put out his left eye. And still a screaming, he laughed. And the blood flowed down over his long, tangled beard. And then he shifted the knife to the other hand, and with a jab, pop, he put out his right eye. From then on, he walked the earth blind, a tapping his way. He got even meaner than he was. 3 years passed on by, and then one night, there was no moon and no stars because the face of heaven was hid by boiling black clouds. And at 5 minutes to midnight, the lightning flashed out. And people that seen that streak of lightning shivered in their shoes, because in crookedy letters it spelled out the old man's name, and it spelled out the words, "Get ready." And come the midnight,
Here I am, old man. I come to fetch you. Your time's done up.
Ain't neither, Mr. Satan. I didn't see no sign.
and he turned his empty eye sockets toward old Satan, and Satan roared like a mad lion.
You ain't getting away from me. Fair warning. I'm coming back to get you. And you'll have your sign. But it won't be nothing you can hear because you're mean enough to job out your eardrums with a stick. And it won't be nothing you can smell because you're mean enough to take a knife and cut up your own dang nose. So I reckon I'll send a sign you can feel coming up from the earth when you go a-walking with your stick tapping the ground afore ya.
So long as you warn me. I say you gotta warn me. Ain't you there no more? Gone, have you? Shoo, smells like sulfur. Let me see now. Warning's coming through my stick now, is it? I gotta think.
For a while, the old man sat in the dark, smelling a stink like sulfur and a stroke in his beard with his long, bony fingers. Then he went out into the night. He didn't care nohow, night or day was the same to him. And he climbed a tree, and that's where he stayed. And that's where he still is. He ain't exactly dead, and he ain't exactly alive. Somehow he keeps a-going. What keeps him a-going? Well, if a body's alone there, in the shadows beneath the trees, a long arm might hook down and grab him up. And the leaves rustle, and the twigs spin the earth, and there's some sounds. And pretty soon bones begin to patter down. The smallest ones first, stripped white and bare as they can be. And the sounds get louder as the bones get larger. The sounds from above of ripping and gnawing. Sounds from below of the bigger bones hitting the ground.
I'm still here, Booger Man. I'm a-waiting for my sign. I'm a-waiting for my sign.
Now don't you go wandering off. Lots has gone in them woods and few has come back. You're best told to stay away from them dark, dark places. In the shadows beneath the trees, where the limbs tangle thick overhead and the gray moss swags down from them, moving in the wind like an old man's beard being stroked by long, bony fingers.
See, I told you she was watching TV.
Yes, sweet, we heard you.
Carter! 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 What did we say about this weekend?
That it was going to be family time.
That's right.
But the family wasn't here yet, so...
Your sister was here.
No, she went off to see Slaw.
It was closed, like I told you.
Why should I change my plans just because hers fell through?
You could have included your sister in your plans.
There was a gratuitous violence.
Then you should have watched something else.
What's the only show I downloaded?
Anyway, we're all here now, so why don't we spend some family time helping me set up? Yes, Mom. And once we do get set up, then we can enjoy a show together.
You brought the hotspot thing up?
Streaming isn't the only way to enjoy shows, you know. When I used to go camping with my family, my dad used to turn on the truck's radio, and we would spend all night listening to shows out under the stars.
Listening to shows? Like television without the vision?
Exactly.
Then how do you see?
Well, remember we talked about how when you read a book, your brain fills in all the details that the author never wrote about?
Yeah?
Well, your mind loves to do that. Your mind, it loves to create. And when you listen to radio dramas, your mind gets to picture everything. It gets to picture an entire world.
But how does it know what to picture?
Well, the people who make audio dramas know that you don't have any visual aids. So they put in sound effects and verbal cues, so your mind knows exactly what it should be picturing.
And since it's your mind doing all the picturing, you get more involved in the story. It's like you get to go on the adventure with the characters.
Isn't that an old people thing?
Hey!
No, it's not. Streaming is bringing it back. You know, online podcasts, you can find all sorts of stories. My favorite group, the Atlanta Radio Theater Company, just started live streaming. I can listen to them any place, anytime.
So we can listen to them on Carter's tablet. Well, look, there's no Wi-Fi here, and somebody won't let me use my data.
No, not on the tablet. But they've been making quality audio drama since 1984. And with all of that experience, they know that some people or situations call for physical media.
You brought a boombox thing, Mom? Could you be any more 80s?
It's not a boombox, Carter. And besides, don't deflate your mother's enthusiasm. Remember, only jerks deflate other people's enthusiasms.
Sorry, Mom.
It's all right.
So, what are we listening to?
Well, they have a whole assortment of choices, but I thought maybe we could try something uplifting.
Ooh.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Max O'Brien here with Dr. Rosalind Clark with today's Mercury, a broadcast of hope. Today is day 78 since we came back on the air.
So what are we talking about today, Max? And why did you ask me to sit in? I had been planning on going over to the Marine Science Building to get some things done today.
Well, I know you like to be here when I talk about certain things, and I didn't want to disappoint you.
Certain things? What do you mean? Oh, no, Max. We have talked about this over and over again. Your little theories are irresponsible and a waste of gas for the generator. And I am tired of having to point out all the obvious little flaws in your bizarre thinking patterns. But you clearly don't have anything else prepared, so I guess we're going to do it again. I swear, Max, I don't know why I put up with this from you.
Probably because deep down, you know that someday I'm going to be right about one of these theories about how the zombie apocalypse got started. Like this one. It's different, and I've been thinking about it a lot.
Fine, let's have it.
Okay, so the best way to determine how this happened is to try to locate what I'm going to refer to as patient zero, the origin of the whole thing, which started with one person and then got spread in a viral fashion. One person infects two, those two infect two each, and so on exponentially. But what if there wasn't just one patient zero? What if there were several, all with the same condition, which has a long prognosis, and this is just the latest step or mutation?
And what condition would that be?
Dementia.
What?
We have reason to believe that the zombie condition is somehow related to the brain. I mean, the brain controls the body through the nervous system, and the way to put a zombie down is to cause massive head trauma, incapacitating the brain. Dementia also affects the brain, and think about people who suffer from dementia. They tend to wander around somewhat aimlessly and occasionally mumble under their breath.
That's really disrespectful, Max. I had a friend whose mother had dementia, and it's a horrible condition, and I'm a little insulted that you're trying to put it into one of your weird theories. How exactly are you suggesting that this would work?
Well, dementia isn't really well understood. It's not certain what causes it, and it's a progressive disease. It's sometimes described as a fatal brain failure, except we got really good at helping people live longer. What if people used to die of dementia before the disease could reach its final stage? What if helping people live longer allowed the disease to progress one step further and cause zombies?
Wow. I think you might be onto something with that one, Max.
I know, and wait. You do?
Absolutely. This is definitely one of the most well thought out theories you've come up with so far.
Oh.
The zombies are dementia patients who forgot they were dead.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
Oh, it's not? Well, too bad. Because that little bit of nonsense is at least as plausible as whatever it was you were trying to say. Look, Max, you're right. The brain controls the body. And yes, dementia is a progressive disease that's not very well understood. But it certainly doesn't spread by people biting each other. Besides, while it's true that people have been living longer on the average in recent years, it doesn't mean that there haven't been outliers who lived a long time with dementia and sometime in the past. If your hypothesis were correct, then we'd have seen zombies a long time ago.
Well, maybe we did.
And what's that supposed to mean?
Outliers are rare, that's why they're called outliers. Maybe some of them did become zombies and then it got hushed up, or someone stopped them from attacking anyone and spreading it around, or any of a number of things. Maybe, in short, we just got lucky.
Max, why do you do this? I know I've asked you that before, but why do you seem to derive so much joy from this rampant, wild conjecture? It's not like we don't have anything else to do. What causes your mind to wander down these lonely roads?
I honestly don't know. These ideas just come to me, and it feels important to tell other people. I have a need to know, a need to understand. Uncertainty just feels so hopeless.
But you aren't solving that problem. You fly from one theory to the next, and there's never any proof, and they're often blatantly wrong right on their face.
Well, maybe I just like hearing your perspective on them, Dr. Clark. I know you get exasperated with me, but I really do respect your expertise. Besides, you never know. Maybe one of these won't be right, but it'll trigger a thought in your mind that wouldn't have occurred to you before. A lot of the best scientific discoveries happen by accident, you know.
That's true, but I still think this is irresponsible, especially when we're on the air. Actually, I have an idea. Every time you want to talk about one of these on the air, you're responsible for finding an extra gallon of gas to pay for it. Think of it as the price of admission to get us to attend your little show.
Okay, fine, I will. But in the meantime, I guess we'll wrap it up for today. For Mercury, a broadcast of hope, I'm Max O'Brien with Dr. Rosalind Clark. Take care of each other.
Well, what did you think?
I liked it. But it wasn't very Halloween-y.
It was set during the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, but it wasn't scary.
Oh.
Doesn't have to
It doesn't have to be scary. I mean, it's inspirational. They put it on every day just to send out 5-minute messages of hope. They've been on the air for 764 days. And every day it's something different. Isn't that cool?
Yeah. Well, it could have at least been about ghosts.
Here. Okay. How about... Oh! Haunter Hunters by Thomas Berry. How do you guys like that?
Yeah!
Hello, I'm Cherry Close, and welcome to Breathing Deeply. My guests tonight are the stars of this season's hit new reality series, Haunter Hunters. Let's play an ad they've been running.
From the creators of When Good Beverages Go Bad and World's Wildest Chipmunk Maulings, the Learning Channel proudly presents the latest in mind-blowingly educational, spleen-splittingly, unscripted, heart-attackingly terrifying, eyes-popping out of their socketsly, real bladder-emptyingly, horrifying, projectile vomit-inducingly disgusting, paranoid murder, suicide, springingly bizarre, probably stops your hiccupingly, scarily, desperately want to change the channel but can't move your fingers because they're literally paralyzed with fearingly awful and back-crampingly sexy television programming? Join Master Parasensation Normalist Terry Fying and his apprentice Parasensation Normalist Steve as they investigate locations of parasensation normal activity in Haunter Hunters.
First of all, I think many of our listeners may be rather skeptical that a
Parasensation Normalist.
Right, that. One of those would be born with a name like Terrifying.
Well, you got me. My birth name was actually Johann von Spookington, but I legally changed it. People just didn't seem to take me seriously.
I see. And would you like me to call you Terrence or...
You can call me Terry, although to most people I'm mystifying.
Yes, you are. And Steve, why is it that I never hear your last name?
I had a last name once, but Terry thinks it's simpler to have all of his apprentices identifiable by one word. So now I am... Steve.
That seems rather harsh.
I'm lucky. I got to keep my first name. Most of Terry's apprentices are assigned a random number or Greek letter or an unpronounceable Chinese character. I get grief all the time from Xing Shen.
He's one of your fellow apprentices?
No, he's the guy that delivers my Chinese food. He makes fun of me because my name is Steve. Little kids can be so cruel.
So, Terry, why did you decide to make a reality show about your life as a thingammy?
Mostly the prospect of getting to pick its name. We spent like 10 hours bouncing ideas off of each other.
And how did that work?
Well, you just write your idea for a name on a Super Ball and chuck it as hard as you can.
That's how I still got a black eye from Ghost Getters.
You got me pretty good yourself with Phantom Finders, both with the PH.
We agreed we'd go with the first idea to somehow lodge itself in a bodily orifice. So that's how we got Haunter Hunters.
It wasn't pretty, but the creative process rarely is.
And so, with name in hand, you pitched your show to all the major networks?
Yes, we did. Unfortunately, all the major networks have something called standards and practices.
So then we went to Fox, and they liked the concept, but when they found out our representation of ourselves as bikini-clad teenage girls was a lie.
Well, half a lie.
Right. Half lie. Anyway, they didn't appreciate our elaborate ruse and kicked us out.
So then we had to scrape the bottom of the barrel.
WB, UPN, Telemundo.
And then we had to pick up the barrel and look underneath it.
Comedy Central, Fox Reality, Game Show Network.
And then we had to get on our hands and knees and claw through the mud underneath the barrel.
Turner Classic Movies, Stars, C-SPAN.
Then we had to buy expensive mining equipment to excavate thousands of feet into the hard, unforgiving earth beneath the barrel.
A&E, Lifetime, Oxygen.
And then, hundreds of thousands of feet beneath the barrel, we reached the fiery pit of Hades itself.
The Learning Channel picked us up on the spot.
Super! Let's hear a clip from the show.
Welcome to Haunter Hunters. Tonight, we find ourselves in the innocent, sleepy little hamlet of Pickford, Pennsylvania.
Terry, Michigan. Oh. This is Pickford, Michigan.
Tonight, we find ourselves in the innocent, sleepy little hamlet of Pickford, Michigan.
Yes, and apparently, this is a real hotspot for parasensation normal activity.
Perusing the reports, Pickford's parasensation normal placement is apparently positioned perfectly. Parasensation normalistic people probably painstakingly prognosticated a prediction picking Pickford to precipitously plunge into a pickle of perilous parasensation normal patterns, perhaps.
A pair of pachyderms in a pack saddle at a Paisley Pagoda piloted a paddy wagon from a Pakistani palace to a Paraguayan peak.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know.
Stop being an idiot.
Okay.
So what specific incidents of parasensation normal activity have been reported recently?
In the last 6 months alone, there have been 5 spontaneous combustions, 14 unexplained levitations, 6 werewolf attacks, 7 inappropriate advances from a vampire, 4 girls with above-average neck-twisting abilities, 2 diagnoses of skeleton skin inversion syndrome, 9 breakfasts with Count Chocula, 1 dinner with Andre, 8 zombie uprisings, 3 pretty pesky poltergeists.
Do you want to lose your Steve privileges?
Sorry. 4 talking cats, 3 copies of the Necronomicon, Return to the Public Library, 2 unfortunate instances of corpse reanimation, and a partridge in a pear tree.
What's so weird about that last one?
The partridges all usually fly south in mid-September. Terry, this partridge was spotted in late September.
Mother of God.
Wow. I'm feeling chills. No, really, it's freaking freezing in here. Who the hell forgot to pay the heating bill? Right. Let's go straight to the next clip.
This bridge has been haunted for centuries by the spirit of a lost little girl. She terrifies the townspeople, scares cars off the road, and has been generally a nuisance.
The sun's almost down. She should appear soon.
Now, as all of you at home know, there is only one way to defeat a supernatural being. A shotgun.
Terry, I think I see something. No, wait. I'm pretty sure that wasn't a ghost. Terry, I think I see something. No, wait, that definitely wasn't a ghost. At least it's still alive. Okay, sure. Make a clean job of it. Perfectly understandable. What was that for?
There can be no witnesses.
Terry, we're being videotaped.
Looks like I'm gonna need that film, Mr. Cameraman.
Why are you pointing the gun at him? Don't hurt him, Terry. Are you insane?
I know what you're thinking. Did he fire 6 shots or only 5?
5, I was counting.
Well, to tell you the truth, in all this excitement, I've kind of lost track myself.
It holds 12, so it really doesn't matter.
I guess you gotta ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do ya, punk? I'm just messing with you. Man, you should have seen the look on your face. You thought I was gonna shoot you in it. With a shotgun. Anyway, here's $50. Hand over the camera. The three of us shall never speak of this day again.
So, how is it that we're watching that, Terry?
Well, I was going to destroy the film, but I decided to keep it for the special 4-disc DVD collector's edition.
Let's see another clip.
We're in the home of local eccentric P. Wayland Fife. Mr. Fife, tell us, in your own words, what you personally have experienced.
Oh, it was horrible, Jimmy. First, I saw its huge, hairy arms. Then I saw its huge, hairy head. Then it told me that all I needed to do to prevent myself from being abducted by his brethren was to never speak of our encounter to another living soul. That's where you come in, Jimmy. I'm afraid after what I've told you, I can't let you ever walk out that door again. You're going to have to go out the back door, so the Sasquatchalians will never be the wiser. Promise me, Jimmy. Promise me you won't sell me out to the Sasquatchalians? Okay?
Interesting. So, as an expert in sensiparalastics, how do you go about deciding if reports are hoaxes or the real deal?
Well, it was very subtle in that clip, but did you notice that this particular gentleman was completely insane?
I did pick up on that, yes.
All we can do is use general rules of thumb. If a guy tries to put his thumb in the following places, he's probably insane. 1, your eye. 2, your drink. 3, your belly button. And 4, right
Why
up
don't we go to another clip?
So, Miss Wallace, you say there's been a pattern of strange occurrences in this house.
Oh, yes. Very strange. Sometimes light bulbs will just make a little popping noise and stop working. Other times I'll be in the shower, and after about 45 minutes, it will get cold for no apparent reason. Sometimes I'll be on one of my late night drinking binges, and suddenly I'm passed out. What's with that? Oh, other times I'll be driving cross country for 15 hours straight, and next thing I know, I'm upside down and wrapped around a telephone pole. Weird stuff. Weird stuff.
Okay. I think Steve and I'll just have a look around the house, if you don't mind. Steve, do you have the parasensation normal electronometer?
Got it right here, Terry. Shall we start scanning the house?
I think we should scan her brain first.
Oh, what was that?
I said, we should scan the drain first.
Of course. That's where my poltergeist must be hiding. Why else would it get so clogged after I use the garbage disposal to get rid of my dead cats?
Nothing in the drain. Nothing in the oven. Hey, Terry, come and look. The parasensation normal electron count on this refrigerator is off the charts. Let's have a look inside.
Nope, hold it. You don't just go barging into the hiding place of a potentially dangerous spirit. The only way to defeat it is to get yourself prepared for before the battle begins. Remember our training. What is the only way to withstand a supernatural being?
To be without fear.
What is the only way to be without fear?
To be pure of heart.
What is the only way you can defeat a supernatural being?
To know its weakness.
What is the only weakness of a supernatural being?
A shotgun.
Good. Now I'm going to slowly open the refrigerator. Okay. I'm not seeing anything. Oh, sweet mercy. Oh,
what is that?
Fluffy! So that's where I left you. Come here, you naughty boy. Fluffy. Here, little fella. Come on.
I think we'd better go, Steve.
But, Terry, how could that thing have been giving off such a huge parasensation normal electron count?
Steve, that refrigerator contained more evil than we humans will ever fully comprehend. I did grab a couple of Dove bars, though. You want one?
I just know that'll go right to my thighs, but I feel like being bad today.
I'm wondering how you acquired these impressive talents, Terry. Is someone born a natio-nation-capitalist, or is there a way to acquire these abilities?
Well, a little of both, I think. I've been hearing voices and seeing things pretty much all my life. Luckily, years of counseling and medication got that little problem under control, so I could follow my dream of being a parasensationalist. I took a job with a big corporate parasensationalist firm, but I just didn't fit in. You know, the 9 to 5, the backbiting. My coworkers were mostly vampires. They made me work from 9 at night to 5 in the morning and kept trying to bite me. I decided to go freelance, and that's where I really honed my skills. There's just no substitute for learning out on the streets.
Oh, I know, all right. How could I forget?
I had a good career, calmed my fair share of restless spirits, took my fair share of shaky, hard-to-make-out videos of Bigfoot. I even made it to the Parasensationorm Olympics. But I realized that after a while, doing it by yourself gets old. That's why I've made my life's work training the next generation, like Steve. Or if Steve dies, probably Lambda.
I think we should go to another clip.
We managed to sneak into one of the most mysterious buildings in Pickford.
Hey!
This was once the home of a mysterious woman known to the locals as Old Lady Jenkins.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Jenkins passed away decades ago from old age. Extremely old age.
I'm right here.
This ancient, dilapidated mansion has lain dormant ever since, falling into dusty ruin.
I have a cleaning lady.
Although some say, late at night, they can vaguely make out her voice calling out to anyone who will listen. I'm right here, she says. I have a cleaning lady. So tragic, a spirit so agitated.
Get out of my house right now.
I think I can hear it, Terry. I think I can hear it.
You're becoming more sensitive to your surroundings, my young apprentice. Now we're going to slowly back away, start the car, and drive off.
But what about all of her old jewelry and cash you said we needed to collect for tests?
I didn't expect her spirit would be this home. We're going to have to come back later when the spirit is more asleep.
Well, sadly, that's all we have time for tonight. Terry Fying and Steve have been my guests. Thank you both for being here, and I have one final twist for the both of you.
What's that?
You've both been dead the whole time. I'm actually the one who sees dead people.
Really?
No.
Oh.
Be sure to tune in next week when my guests will be some of the more infamous beverages from When Good Beverages Go Bad. Good night.
That was funny. I like the old ghost lady thought she was still alive. She was still alive, Arwen. Well, then why were they in her house?
They were behaving badly. I thought it was funny because she caught them.
Oh yeah, that is funny.
Well, do you want to hear another funny one?
Yes!
What's wrong with funny?
It's not scary. This is Halloween.
Carter, watch your tone.
Maybe we can split the difference. Let's see. Oh! Are alien abductions scary?
They can be.
Ooh, then let's do Unresolved Mysteries, UFO Abductions by Ron and Butler.
And if you don't like that one, you can pick the next one.
Okay.
Bud Hopkins, Whitley Strieber, Leo Sprinkle, these and other distinguished commercial artists, horror fiction writers, and amateur hypnotherapists contend that hundreds of thousands of Americans may have been kidnapped by UFOs, subjected to weird medical experiments, and returned to Earth with their memories erased. What is really going on? Unresolved Mysteries will find out the truth about UFO abductions
tonight.
Good evening. This is Daniel Kiernan
And Claire Whitworth Kiernan.
for Unresolved Mysteries, solved while you wait. Tonight, we're in a field outside Olathe, Kansas, waiting to be kidnapped by a UFO.
And how, you may ask, do we know we'll be kidnapped by a UFO?
Simple. For the past 2 weeks, our Unresolved Mysteries team has been systematically destroying every camera, camcorder, and radar transmitter within a radius of 100 miles.
And for anyone with a cell phone, your service provider is now Straight Talk.
Well, to cap it off, 45 minutes ago, we faked a spill of nerve gas on I-70 outside Lawrence, 25 miles upwind of our location. So, 95% of the inhabitants of eastern Kansas are cowering in their storm cellars, breathing through wet towels. What it all adds up to is...
What it all adds up to is that there is just about no possibility of any photos, video, radar traces, or eyewitness testimony to corroborate our story if we are abducted. Perfect conditions for the appearance of UFOs. So all we have to do is wait and... Look! What's that?
It's a bird!
It's a plane!
It's a brilliant light in the sky! Coming closer! Closer! Now I can see that it's a huge glowing sphere. Still closer. And now it's hovering right over us.
Shoot a beam up, Scotty!
So this is what the inside of an alien spaceship looks like. How would you describe it, Claire?
Not unlike being inside a pearlescent lava lamp. Kinda tacky, really.
Well, not everything looks like a lava lamp.
No, I used to have some plastic chairs like those over there. Sold them in a garage sale for $5. They were so fiberglass.
I don't think that's entirely fair. Doubtless, those just look like plastic chairs. I feel that they're really the products of an advanced technology far beyond anything on...
You know, I think those are my chairs. One of them had a chunk out of the corner. I'm just gonna... Hey, it's...
What happened to our clothes? Give us back our clothes!
Yeah, it's cold in here.
Whoa. Yeah, I can tell you're cold.
You'll be a gentleman for once in your life and turn your back.
Well, no time for that now, Claire. One of the crew has just entered the compartment. How would you describe him?
Why should I describe him? Everybody knows what they look like. 4 feet tall, gray skin, big bald skull, snake eyes. Hey, you little twerp, where are my clothes? And what is that supposed to mean?
I can hear his voice in my head. He's communicating with me telepathically.
Your head? Why not my head?
Well, probably they needed a superior intellect who could tune in on their brain waves and... Oh.
Well?
He says no. It's just that I'm particularly, gullible.
Those little guys are smarter than they look. Now what?
Turn my head and cough?
Oh, God, it's the physical exam! Yow!
What now?
One of those little dweebs snuck up behind me and, hey, watch where you stick that probe, fella.
Other side?
Alderaan Castle, Mos Eisley.
Oh. He says that we're not genetically suitable. We don't have any interesting defects, like diabetes or a tendency to vote third party in a presidential election.
Fine. I don't want his baby anyway.
But they would like to talk to us about life insurance.
I want my clothes!
He says that we'll get them back, but first they're going to erase our memory.
All of it?
No, just the last few minutes.
Oh, that. You can have that? Would you also like my senior prom, too? I've been trying to forget my evening of enchantment with Cooter Blaskovitz for years.
Well, by my watch, We've been standing here for most of an hour and no UFOs yet. I guess we'll have to give it up as a lost cause.
Do I know you?
I was about to ask the same thing.
I think I'd remember a guy who just lost an earring.
I had an earring?
Yeah, left ear. Well, it's pretty grungy looking. More like a deer tag than an earring. Ew.
Yeah, well, you got one too.
What? You're right. Are you sure you don't remember my name?
No, sorry. I do seem to recall that you look good naked.
I think that's just about enough out of you, fella. I may not remember my name, but I do remember how to file a suit for sexual harassment.
Well, that's all we have this week for,
Yeah. Paranormal lockdown?
maybe pitch black?
I don't know.
Until next week.
Yeah.
Good night.
Bye.
No, it's not. You only got to pick if you didn't like it and I saw you smiling. Maybe I was smiling because I knew it was my turn to pick next. Liar.
Arwen, that's not nice.
But she just wants to pick.
Carter, did you like it?
I like parts of it, but it still wasn't scary enough for me to have enjoyed it as a Halloween story.
Arwen, I think she's telling the truth.
But I never got to pick.
Well, that's okay. You can pick.
I think this needs to be our last story tonight. We have to get up early for our hike tomorrow, and we need to get a good night's sleep. You can pick tomorrow night's story. How about that?
All right. I want to hear The Crowded Graveyard by Doug Kay.
I don't see that one, hon. Do you have it?
No, Carter, where is it?
I don't know, but I do know that the Atlanta Radio Theater Company does it. It was on their Tales from the Dark River album.
And how do you know that?
I looked it up on my phone. But I thought you said we couldn't use your phone. I thought you said there was no Wi-Fi.
There isn't any.
Well, if it was just a quick search, ARTC.org is super easy to find and navigate. It didn't take almost any data at all.
Now, since we don't have that story...
Mom, please, I really want to hear that one.
Carter, we don't have the CD. How do you propose we do that?
It's available for download on their website, and it's on audible.com. It's super easy to...
Or I could tell it as a ghost story. Here, honey, take these. Do you guys remember your Aunt Sam?
No.
She used to come around a lot more when you were babies. I've known Aunt Sam for a long time. She was married to this guy named Jamie.
You're sure this is what you want to do?
Yes.
I'm just saying, it's a beautiful day out. We could just as easily go on down to the riverbank.
Well, the graveyard is on the riverbank.
Oh, which river?
The Dark River.
Sounds like a blast. So, what's so special about this cemetery?
Well, they're all special.
But?
Well, this one is calling me today.
The spirits are calling you now. Now, just how did they get your number?
Very funny. Look, I know you don't believe it, but I am psychically attuned to the spirits. Oh, stop it, you.
Okay. You're psychically tuned. But other than your call, is there anything special?
Well, it dates back to the 1820s, but most of the older graves are from the Civil War. Both sides may have even been a battle site.
I haven't heard of the Battle of North Meridia, but I'd believe it.
The spot does seem to attract violence. About 30 years ago, they buried a black civil rights activist here, and some people took offense. There was a riot at the funeral and desecration afterwards. I wonder if they relocated him, or if he's still there. Oh, watch out! You're going to miss the exit.
I've got it, babe.
Well, a body might know if you remembered the exit or not if you gave some sort of sign. Maybe a gesture, a light of some kind.
So, is anyone famous buried there?
It's more like infamous.
Oh.
Yeah, have you heard about the big local murder case from the 1920s?
Is that the one with the little girl where the big fella took her out to the woods?
Yeah, that's the one. It wasn't just the woods. It was this graveyard.
He's buried in the same graveyard where he killed her?
Well, they don't actually know if he's the one who did it at all.
What?
Before the jury could hand in the sentence, a mob grabbed him and lynched him. It was a nasty job they made of it, too.
Do I want to know?
Well, let me put it this way. They used more than one tree to hang him from.
That is a nasty job. But if he did everything that they said he did...
That's just the thing. The jury had been sequestered and hadn't known that the mob had taken things in their own hands. The verdict came back not guilty. All the evidence was circumstantial.
Oh, God. Why are we going to this place again?
Well, I think someone needs my help to find peace.
Well, maybe it's him.
Or maybe it's the little girl.
She's buried there too?
Well, I have no idea. I'll look for her headstone, though. And if she's the one who needs it, I will help her in any way that I can.
It'd be damn creepy if she were. To spend eternity in that place? I think I've heard about as much of this as I can stomach.
I had a friend named Rambling Gave a mention of the silver screen, and now the thought of meeting
Oh, this is it!
Oh, about time, too. It's already past mid-afternoon.
Now, there's still plenty of time to get the feel of the place.
What's wrong?
Nothing, really. Just an odd feeling.
It's big.
9 acres.
You'd think it would look smaller being fenced in by the roads and the river the way it is.
And they used every inch of space they had, too. Look at how tightly packed the graves are. Well, except where the oaks are.
They should get maintenance out here. Some of those oaks look as dead as what lays beneath them. In general, though, it is rather nice looking. Peaceful. All those stories you were telling me, I thought this place would be just downright creepy. So, how long is it going to be?
I don't know. I'm getting weird vibes from this place. I feel sadness and anger. There's a lot of turmoil.
Well, have a good time. Old Thomas Fuller will keep me entertained.
Haven't you read all of his books yet?
Nope. And this is the latest installment in the Nairobi Jack Rackham adventures. And I don't think I could have found a more peaceful place to enjoy it. Look, the McPherson family here even provided me with a nice bench. Ergonomic and everything. Thank you, McPhersons. You go on now. I'll be right here with my book.
Okay.
The light's getting low. Honey, it's getting late. It's been, oh, wow. We've been here going on 3 hours now. Honey? Where are you? Of course, we had to come to the largest, hilliest, woodedest cemetery possible. Jamie! Jamie? Jamie! Jamie? Jamie? Jamie! Jamie! Honey, is that you? Are you hiding from me? Don't take this the wrong way, but you might need a larger tree to crouch behind. Honey? What? What's there?
He's mad.
Who?
Does it matter? He's real mad.
At you?
At him.
The cross? There's no one near it. Wait, what is that? Is it mist? It moved! What's that? What's in the tree? Why is it all blurry? What the hell? No, stay back. Stay back. Get away from me. Oh, honey, thank goodness. Thank you for catching me. We have to get out of here. Honey? Honey? What are you doing? Oh, honey, your hands. Jamie, stop. Jamie, look at me. Jamie! It'll be okay. We just need to get out of this place. It'll be okay. Come on, honey. Let's go home. Come on.
And so the little girl was buried in the cemetery. And lucky for your Aunt Sam, because she protected her from the other ghosts. But she demanded a terrible price. Your Uncle Jamie was never the same. He just couldn't stop giggling. Eventually, over time, he and your Aunt Sam, they split up. They never talked about it, but they never got over that day. Every now and then, late at night, I get a call from your Aunt Sam. She says she can't sleep, but I can hear it on the other end of the line. Giggling!
I wasn't being a baby. I was just surprised. Oh, so you want an even scarier story too? Well, I would. But Mom said that was the last story.
Yes, and I meant it. Come on, girls. Get your toothbrushes, your PJs. It's time to trek to the shower.
Mom, please. Dad hasn't even scared me yet.
Oh, I haven't, have I?
Babe, a little help here, please?
Oh, you're right. Girls, time for bed. There's a hike tomorrow.
But I'm not even tired. I'll just be lying awake in the hammock all night. Then I'll be exhausted and cranky on the hike tomorrow.
Oh, I have some chamomile tea you can drink before bed. Let's go.
Well, if I stay up to drink tea, why can't I drink it while Dad tells me one more story?
Do you promise to go straight to bed afterward and not to complain at all tomorrow?
And let me tell all the stories tomorrow night. Yes, Mom. I promise. Please.
Okay, but we're getting ready for bed first. Come on, girls, let's hit the showers.
Thanks, everybody. That's the first half of our show. We're going to take a 10-minute intermission, so feel free to talk amongst yourselves. There are no refreshments that I'm aware of. So, oh, there's vending machines. Wonderful. Also, if you enjoyed that episode of Mercury, a Broadcast of Hope, and you want to hear the rest, you can go to patreon.com/Mercury Radio. $1 per month gets you all 760 whatever we said earlier days of the show. Thanks.